Alright, this is Levittsburg Fishing Crew's bass video, what to use, what not to use. So first I'm going to start off, we have poppers. These will kill bass. Any kind of popper, they have the little, whatever you call it, little mouth on it. They'll pop on top of the water, they float on top. They're good for around lily pads, seaweed, get them on top. Pretty good. Now, any type of Rapala, these colors I really like. They don't dive too deep, they stay around. The littler ones, seem to catch a lot of bass. Ones that look like crayfish, shiny ones. Usually those are hard to throw in ponds because there's a lot of seaweed, but if you get a good pond without seaweed, they're pretty good. Next thing on top would be frogs. These are one of my favorite. Any color, they float across the top. You throw those over top seaweed, they're pretty much weedless, never get caught on nothing besides bass. So next one I'd have to say would be spin bait. No, spinner, anything, any color, usually brighter colors, not darker colors. They'll spin. I usually catch a lot of bass. They get snagged up every once in a while, but they're pretty good. Next thing I would prefer is any color twister tails, brighter colors, no dark, with usually green jig head, pink, white, anything bright. You don't need a too big of one, you don't want too heavy of one. It'll sink, get snagged up. Green one, those will work. One of my favorites, they're just long worms. I don't know exactly what they're called, but usually I just take the hook, a bass hook, and I'll just hook it like that and jig it up and down, and bass seem to love those. You can make them weedless, which I'm not very good at, but I mean they're doable. Like, I don't know, I'm not even gonna do it, but it's cool. I'm not good at that anyways. There's the smaller ones you can use. They use the same thing pretty much. Torpedoes. These are great for bass. I've caught probably 90% of my bass off of these. They go on top of the water. This thing right here spins, makes noise. Bass seem to love them. They jump out. You could cast them pretty much anywhere. Pretty good. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the crayfish lures. These are pretty good. Reel them off the sides of the ponds, and I usually catch a lot of bass off of those too. Pretty much in anything like that looks like a fish, like little ones, bass seem to love these. Like in this little Rapala here. Oh, I got stuck. Anyway, shine that down there. This little Rapala here, they're pretty good. But yeah, so bass, they usually hit good around spring, April, when the flowers start to bloom. Late fall is pretty good, and the middle of summer when it's not too hot, at least around Ohio anyways. But these are usually what we use for bass. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I prefer a graphite fishing pole, if anything, or an ugly stick. I use a lot of pro bass stuff. There's this is pretty good. It's a little heavy, but I don't know. I usually use about 8-pound test, 10-pound test, maybe less. That depends. These two, these are pretty good. Like I said, looks like a fish. They'll swim through. Bass seem to love them. The only thing is they get torn up. Spoons are pretty good. I mean, it's hard to find them in the right pond. Bass will bite on them though. I mean, they're pretty good. But yeah, this pretty much sums up the video, but I hope you guys liked it. This is Levittsburg Fishing Crew. Like our page.